lights, camera, action! There are plenty of ways for you to capture incredible moments that you won't want to forget. One way by doing that is learning how to set up a video recording camera so that way you can record anything you want and you won't miss any moments. I'm currently an employee for Walton Webcasting where I am a camera operator, so I have some experience behind learning how to set up one of these cameras and use them properly. By learning how to operate one of these video recording cameras enables you the ability to record anything you want and you won't be able to miss any moments that you won't want to forget. According to one of my sources, Grant Davis from Walton Webcasting says for successful setup, you need to have quality equipment and a vision of what you want to record. There are 3 prerequisites that you need in order to set up your video recording camera. The first thing you're going to need is a camera that either is ran by a battery or a power source. Another thing you're going to need is a tripod to hold up the camera during your recording. And the third thing you're going to need is a nicely lit location so that you can see everything that you're recording. So the first step you need to do with your tripod is you need to find the flattest surface possible. That way it's not uneven when you're filming whatever you need to film. So as you see here, we got a flat surface right here that I'm about to put the tripod on. The second step you need to do is extend all the tripod legs. And the next thing you need to do is take the tripod shoe off the top of the tripod so you can put that on the bottom of the camera then. So you release the tripod shoe here, and then you're going to take your camera and you're going to stick it onto the bottom of your camera here. So after you release the tripod shoe, you are then going to screw it onto the bottom of the camera then. Now the bottom of the shoe says lens on it, and you want to make sure that the lens part is pointing towards where the camera is. That way it is on the correct way that you need to tighten it onto. The next step then is to take the camera then and fasten onto the top of the tripod then. So there's a couple handles on the back. You just push down, you pull it back. That way it allows you to set the camera right on top of it. You place it in there, and then you push the handles back in so that it latches it into place then, like this. After that then, you're going to want to level the camera then using the bubble. So there's a bubble on the back of the camera where it has a black circle on top of it, and you want to make sure that the bubble is in the middle of the black circle. If the bubble is not in the center of the black circle, then the way to adjust that is by moving the legs on the tripod up and down. That'll help with readjusting the bubble to get it into the middle of the black circle. And that's how you level your camera, that way it's not uneven. The next step you need to do is plug in your zoom remote into the camera. Now usually there is a zoom in button on the top of the camera, but if you're filming a long show, then you need to plug in the remote then, so it becomes easier then to zoom in and out then. So you take the remote and you stick it onto the handle then. Then you take your cord and you're going to plug it into where it says the remote on the camera then. So here on the right side of the camera, you plug it into where it says remote, into the port there. The next thing you need to do is insert power into the camera. So you want to take your power cord. There'll be a power port on here you can see. And you're going to plug it into and it'll be on the back of the camera, and you plug it into the very back of the camera then for the power port, or into the power port. The next thing you need to do is plug the camera into a power outlet then nearby. The next thing you want to do is now turn the power on. So there's a switch here on the back, and it is currently in the middle, it is on off, but you want to push it to the front, and that is how you turn it on. And there'll be a green light that appears on the power, and that's how you know that it is on. But before you start recording anything, you want to make sure that you have the camera lens open on the front. If they are closed, then you will not be recording anything then. So you want to make sure that they're opened up so you can record whatever you are recording. Next, you can use the knobs on the side of the camera to adjust the vertical movement of the camera and also the side-to-side movement of the camera. The one on the very side of the tripod is what adjusts the vertical perspective of the camera. So if you loosen it, it'll be easier to move it up and down. But if you tighten it, it'll stay in place for you, and then it'll become a lot more tight when you're moving it up and down. The one on the back of the camera helps it with moving with side to side. If you loosen it, it'll move quicker left to right, but if you tighten it, it'll become slower to move it left to right. So you want to adjust these the way that you would want for your comfortability. The next step is to white balance your camera. Now for when you want to white balance your camera, you can leave your camera here on the top to switch to auto. It'll automatically white balance your camera for you, and it'll make sure that the color on your frames will be all the proper way that you would want it. The next step you want to do is to take your zoom in remote and zoom your shot back out so that you're not too close to whatever you are recording. According to one of my sources, Robbie Strike from YouTube says to make sure that you are zoomed out or not zoomed in too close, and make sure you are far out so that way your shot is not shaky and you have a clear view of what you're recording. Using a video recording camera will allow you to keep anything that you'd want as a memory and you can look back on. You can keep it like if you record an event, a family gathering, or just anything in general. Once you have successfully learned how to set up a video recording camera, your video production skills will skyrocket in no time.